So I was just doing some readings, going over through some books that I have here from my mentor that I got about trading, investing. Let me just show you. Right? Some stock, index, crypto, long-term perspective on these things. But yeah, I was just thinking about something that popped in my head, and it was a conversation that I had with one of my mentor, and we talked about motivation. And I just wanted to put this on video, so maybe it will help some of you guys. And yeah, maybe it will just, put your mind on another level mentally. So, motivation. I think that motivation is bullshit, right? So let me explain the why I say that. So, you know, whenever I look online at, other people that I'm around, other entrepreneurs, traders, investors, whatever, especially when they just start out, they are always looking for internal, I'm sorry, not internal, external motivation, right? And I was like that as well before. Like I used to be the guy who always, listen to motivational speech, go, watch these conference about motivation, dreaming and all of these things. And I used to do that. So I'm not like trying to point fingers at people because I just used to do it as well. But now I'm not really doing that anymore. And the reason why is because I figured out that motivation is bullshit and it doesn't really work. At least for me at this point where I'm at. It used to work well, by the way, when I started out in my journey. But the thing that I realized is that, and this is what my mentor also confirmed me, is that motivation is for the short term. You cannot feel motivated on an extreme long period of time. And now I've been doing, all of this business slash trading thing for over 3 years now. And so these motivational speech, like, oh, go get it, like, work so hard, like, let's go, you can do it, like, all these shits, they don't work as well for me right now. And it's not because, I'm less motivated or whatever. It's just because motivation, and it's proven, it is something for the short term. And that is why I say that it's bullshit, right? Maybe I'm extending this a little bit too high, but the point is that motivation, it can be good for the short term. And if it works well for you, right? If watching these videos or listening to these speech help you, great, perfect. Like continue to do it. Here I'm not trying to give people advice, especially on this video. I'm just sharing my thoughts, right? You can see that as a daily vlog or something. So I'm not trying to, tell you what to do. Just if it works well for you, do it and whatever. But I'm just giving you my perspective on that. So I think it's short term. And the way that you are motivated for the long term, I think it has to come from something bigger than yourself. So I mean by that a higher purpose, something that you truly want to achieve since a long time, and you know that achieving this thing will make a tremendous difference in your life and in the life of the people you love. That is what I call a higher purpose, something that you see yourself trying to achieve, but that is so big that you need to expand your mind into thinking that it's even possible. That is what I mean by a higher purpose, right? And I don't think that a higher purpose can be just, money or having a nice car or having a cool house or having, designer shoes or whatever, because this is just about yourself, and that type of things are just materialistic. And at the end of the day, we all go into the same place, right? Our graves will still be the same. So no matter how much money you have, how many houses you have, how many cars you have, when you die, none of that shit will really matter. And you will not be remembered for what you have. You will be remembered for what you've done. So the only thing that really matters is how many people show up to your funeral because you made a positive impact in their life, right? Legacy over currency, always. And so that is what I mean by a higher purpose, right? Serving other people, helping other people, whether it's your family, your friends, or people you don't even know, or poor people, right? It doesn't matter at this point, but just think about what I'm saying right now. And it's about the mindset, right? All I'm saying here is in the mindset that happens. So that is why I say that motivation is bullshit, because it's short term. And to have long term motivation, I think that you need something more big than just something materialistic and something for yourself. So a higher purpose, right? Whatever it is for you, you have your own purpose. You have your own reasons why you're doing it. You have your own why, right? So the point is not that you change that. It's just that you think about that, right? Think about what you want. See yourself in the long term, having what you want, getting what you want, achieving what you want, your goals. Think about that. This is what will motivate you more than something or someone just screaming, go do it, and let's go, and all of these things. No, think about the end result. Close your eyes and imagine the life that you want. Imagine living in an amazing place, helping people, right? Making such a big impact on other people. Think about that. And that will motivate you more than just a motivational speech. Think about what you want. And also, you can think about what you don't want, right? Being poor, being sad, being alone. And when you think about these things, it will also motivate you, because you don't want to go that way and you don't want to have these things. So it will be the push for you to actually change something and improve something, right? Most people only can change through pain, sadly. And most people, they need something to push themselves in order to do something. Maybe a big fear or a tragedy. And so your goal is to be motivated without these things, right? You don't want to wait for somebody close to you dying before having the motivation to chase what you want. You don't want to wait for that. You want to already have that motivation. And it comes from thinking about what you want and about what you don't want, right? You need to have a strong emotion about winning, right? About having what you want and about, reaching your goals. Not just some external motivation. It has to come from within. It has to be in your heart, right? Humans are not logic. We do things because of our emotions. So you need to feel good in order to do good, right? So when you think about what you want and also what you don't want, you will have both sides. And the key is being motivated for what you want and also being fearful about what you want. And I think, one of the problem in today's society is that we don't let pain in, right? We always want to exclude pain and keep it away. But no, take the pain and use it as motivation. Turn it into something positive, right? Make that your stepping stones. Instead of seeing, a problem as an obstacle, it's a stepping stone to reach a higher point. And it's like the saying, everything happens for a reason. That's not true. No, you did not have to fail if you did, right? And I understand what it means. Like, everything happens for a reason. It's also like a mental thing, right? I understand. Like, I'm not dumb, right? I'm no dummies. But the point is that let some pain. Sorry for the cut. My camera just died. But I was talking about, letting pain come in and then using that as a motivation and not something to stop you. And that is the problem, because most people either don't want to let pain in, or when they do, they are not strong enough to handle it. And I think that being strong enough and how you do it is by keeping things in perspective, right? and perspective on life is something that I really try to improve on me and try to work, because I used to lack a lot of perspective and sometimes I still do. So once again, I'm just sharing that with you and not trying to give you advice or anything. I'm just like talking to myself. But yeah, perspective, like it's so important, having perspective in your life. And what I mean by that is, let's say that, you lost your job and now you're stressed out and you don't know what to do because you'll have to find another job and you don't know if you'll be able to find another job and all of these things, right? So I understand it can be extremely stressful, but keeping life in perspective, because there are people out there in the world who have nothing in the sense of the world. They have nothing, right? No house, no job, no money, no food, no nothing, no water, no nothing. There are kids in the world who are struggling to even find something to eat, right? To even find something to drink. So keep life in perspective, because I guarantee you, if you have the time to watch this video right now, your life is probably not as hard as millions of people in the world. And I'm not saying that it's not hard. Don't twist my words. Don't misunderstand me. What you are going through may be hard. I don't know. It's possible. So don't misunderstand me. What I'm saying is that there are people out there who have it worse than you. Guaranteed. There are people out there who have it worse than me. Of course. Right? So keep life in perspective, because even if you lost a job, or if, I don't know, anything that went wrong in your life, well, to someone else, it will still be amazing to have that problem. You see what I'm saying? Some people who don't even have food, well, for them, losing a job, if they had food, like it will mean nothing because they had food, so they could eat. So keep life in perspective, right? It's important. And when you keep life in perspective, that is how you learn to let pain in and then use that as motivation, because the little pain that will come in will not destroy you from within. And then you can turn that into motivation and use it as a fuel to motivate yourself, right? Because like motivation, like people often just talk about like what you want, right? Like the house that you want, or the goals that you want, or your purpose, and these are all good, right? Once again, don't misunderstand me. These are all good. But think also about the pain, right? When the pain is strong enough, the how is irrelevant, right? When the why is strong enough, the how is irrelevant. When you have so much pain within yourself, right? And you don't let it cripple you and you use that as motivation, this is when big changes will happen in your life. Because you will have what is needed, what will push you to change your life. And that is why I said that the best thing, in my opinion, is to combine the two. Having a higher purpose and also letting some pain in. So the pain will be the first motivation, right? Because even if you think positive and have a big purpose and all of these things, if you have some pain in, this is what will push you first. It's the negative bias, basically, right? You probably already heard about that, but we have many, many bias in our brain. And it's basically like misthinking or misconception about some things. And one of them is the negativity bias. So that means that as human, we will look at more as at the negative. So the pain will be the first motivation. And after that, to keep going on the long term, right? It will be the higher purpose. And so when you combine these two, you have endless motivation. Because when you will be on your journey to success, you will remember the pain. that you had before. And you will remember that you never want to go back again to that pain. And that is what will keep you on track. This is what will push you, right? That pain will be the fuel. And after that, a higher purpose will push you even more, right? Because just having pain and trying to reduce that pain, well, it will be good also because, it will still motivate you, but it will be more selfish, right? And the higher purpose is what will elevate your mind to the next level. So these two combined are what I believe is the best motivation. And as you hear me now, it all starts from within, right? That is why I like to talk so much about the power of your mind. Your mind is extremely powerful if you know how to use it. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a lie and a truth. Impossible. So, whatever you think about most of the time is what you will become. This is the higher purpose part, right? And when you let some pain in, that will motivate you to work towards that. So, yeah, that is my take on motivation. So let me know what you think about my view on it. I will like to have, if you could just leave a comment under this video, explaining your thoughts about what I just said and explaining your point of view as well, if it's different or if it's the same as me. I would really appreciate it because I also learn a lot from you guys. So if you would just please do that for me and to maybe expand my mind into other perspective as well. I will really appreciate it. If you like this video, you can also share it with other people because it may help them as well, and leave a like under the video. So that was my take on motivation. Let me know what you think about it. Take care.